You're still watching TVC Breakfast. Now, across Africa, technology is fast becoming the bridge between local potential and global capital. From fintech and agri-tech to renewable energy and e-commerce, digital innovation is opening new investment frontiers. Now, experts say digital infrastructure, including reliable internet access, digital payment systems, and transparent data platforms, is helping investors make faster, safer, and smarter decisions. However, challenges such as inconsistent regulations, cyber risks, and limited digital literacy is still threatening how slow the progress is. Now, experts are calling for coordinated policies, public-private partnerships, and targeted investments in tech infrastructure to fully unlock Africa's potential. Now, joining us for this conversation via Zoom is product manager, innovator, and product management professional Oluwatosin Oladokun. Good morning, Oluwatosin. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
It's good to have you this morning on the show. Thank you for joining us. But I'm just going to go quick with this question, talking about technology, because I remember when I was telling someone about it, the first question they asked me is that, is Africa really ready for technology, and are we using it effectively, or we're using it for rather bad things, not for good things that will bring investors? Just quick one with this question.
I mean, the answer is a resounding yes. We're using technology for the right reasons. We're using technology to improve the GDP of the country. There have been a lot of evidences from that. We have more than 5 unicorns from the country already. They've raised venture funding outside the country. And it has, really helped young people. I am one of them, and I have a lot of community that is grateful for tech in the community. So yes, technology has been very helpful for the Nigerian and the African community at large.
Okay, how can the Nigerian government leverage on this technology to attract foreign direct investments to the country? Give us suggestions on how the government could do that.
Yes, there's a concept called embedded finance in the tech space, and it's basically how do you provide financial services to non-financial applications and institutions. And this is a good way that we can make it happen, where we can sell both private investments and public investments to applications abroad. And this doesn't really have to do with the old grand institutional investments. There are a lot of retail investors that even even Nigerians living in diaspora can partake in this. Where we can do our beautiful businesses, those listed on stock exchanges and even private ones. And people here can invest as little as $50, $100. This can accumulate and bring in liquidity to the system. So yeah, embedded finance is, in my opinion, is the way to go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Oluwatosin. Now, beyond buzzwords and the performance that sometimes goes into being an entrepreneur, what practical tech tools can entrepreneurs of this age use to meet global investment standards and really stand out?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Beyond the buzzwords and the performance that often goes into being an entrepreneur, what are the practical tech tools that are available to young African entrepreneurs to meet global investment standards?
Yes, I mean, definitely regulation compliance needs to improve. That needs to happen. And I think at this point right now in technology, we are there. African engineers, African developers are already there. We have all the tools, we have all the access at par with the global pace. The only thing that would need is just like regulatory and compliance changing their perspective about technology, instead of seeing it as a competition or something that blocks them. They should see it as a partner. I think that's the only thing we need right now, just having that like-minded cooperation between all of the stakeholders, and we can export all the beautiful things we are doing in the continent to the global investment.
Talk about some Nigerians who are outside of the country who are looking to invest in the country, and they are looking at how strong and viral do we have. I mean, have we adopted technology? We know that what's it called? Telecommunication is really doing well compared to other countries in Africa. But how much do you think fintech the role they are playing in Nigeria in ensuring that the banked, I mean the unbanked, are now co-opted or absorbed into the banking sector. How much do we have? Because I know I don't want to start mentioning names since I don't want to make an advertisement for them. I know they are coming, the influx of them are coming in, but how much are we doing? How much do we have on the ground to ensure that those foreign direct investors, some of them Nigerians, will stay longer than we are looking forward to?
I think we do have enough. It's my answer to this. We have enough capacity to get all of these investments in terms of technology, in terms of the talent, especially, and it's a growing market. I know investors are not just investing because of what they can see now, but the future. Our population is growing at a rate that is above average globally, and this is what investors are looking at. Banking on that and banking on our talent, the education, and the good work that is happening currently in the continent. The return profile for Africa has never been at its best.
Amazing. It's beautiful to see all the great things you're saying, and I'm happy that we're getting to use technology the right way. But let's talk about AI. Oftentimes, we cannot talk about technology without mentioning it. And it seems like a lot of people are scared when we talk about AI. People have said, oh, technology will take your job, AI will take your job. These conversations, at what points do we now know that we need to embrace it? Is AI working together with human? It's not just AI.
I mean, we should be embracing it now. Today is even too late, right? Yesterday, we should all be using AI. The plan is for us to augment our productivity, is for us to do things faster, to do it better, to do it in a scalable way. And this is why I'm happy we have a Ministry of Digital Innovation right now in Nigeria. And they have the mandate to, multiply AI and proliferate it in the country, and everywhere in the continent. So to answer your question, yes.
But that's the thing. We're saying we should all use AI, but are you aware that a lot of people are scared that AI will take their jobs? We've had this conversation, a lot of times where people are now afraid of, AI.
I mean, I think that sentiment needs to change, right? There's a saying that AI won't take your job. The person using AI will take your job, right?
Yeah.
So the sentiment definitely needs to change. You should see AI as your partner. And I think the way you see it affects the way you use it. If you see it as your enemy, then you would embrace it like that. Seeing it as a friend, seeing it as a thought partner, seeing it as something that can help you, accelerate and increase your productivity.
Yeah.
Once you see AI that way, then you would see that this is not taking your job. If you use AI a lot, you would definitely come to the conclusion that there is no way this is taking my job. This is going to just make me more productive.
Okay. But oftentimes we also see people use technology for the wrong reasons as well. Do you just want to touch on that for us?
I mean, technology is a Swiss Army knife, right? You can use it any way you want it to. But I think the values we have in the continent, the values we have in the country, I'm confident that it's going to be a net positive at the end of the day. When people eventually see the good that technology can do, the current climb of people using technology for bad, people see that in the long run is a waste of time.
All right. But quickly, before I let you go, thank you so much for joining us. Our time is over. I was going to ask you the future of technology in Africa, but our time is up. Thank you so much for joining us. That was a fantastic conversation. Thank you so much. Do have a great day.
Thank you so much.
All right. Now, after the break, we'll examine the growing calls to enforce the law that holds hospitals accountable and making sure that saving lives in Nigeria is top priority.